to go with stick on that one.
You like that, Mike?
I think that's kind of incredible.
You like that, Mike? Oh, that seems like a fun part of the job, though, right? Hitting that horn to let everyone know they got to come off
Well, that's
that's
okay if that's all it takes.
Some of them are so tough to accept for me, Slugger, that I just don't accept them.
Those guys that you play with, say maybe we won't play with you much anymore.
It won't be. It'll be for many reasons, Slugger, not just that one. That I can assure you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Stick and Hack Show, a sophisticated and brilliant look into the world of golf from a stick and a hack. Now, your hosts, Mike Ryan and Adam Grubb.
All right, everybody, welcome in. This is the Stick and Hack Show. I'm your host, Adam Grubb, the hack. That's Mike Ryan, the stick. Mike, how are you?
Super. How are you doing, buddy?
Doing great. We are quite possibly the greatest golf show in the world. From Stick and Hack, the intersection of golf and life. And the guest today is, this is one of those guests, Mike, that you know his name, you know his look. He's been in front of the scenes of golf forever, but he's supposed to be behind the scenes. It is Slugger White, PGA Tour member for years, and vice president and rules of competition for the PGA Tour for many years, newly retired. And now he is a guest on the Stick and Hack Show. Mike, we know Slugger for a couple of things. Number one, he's always in Tiger's business, making sure the Tiger's following all the rules. Now, number two is his wide-brimmed hat. And Slugger is one of those characters in golf that was always supposed to be behind the scenes, but he found his way into some of golf's famous moments here and there. And we're going to talk to Slugger. It's going to be a cool conversation.
Yeah, I'm super excited. He has always been a kind of behind the scenes character that I've always been intrigued by. So,
well, and we had Tom Meeks on the show, who was also another USGA rules president of rules and competition. And the stories. I mean, these guys have been next to the greatest forever. And Slugger has no secret, has seen every golfer come through. And the stories that he has, I'm sure he should write a book, quite frankly. He hasn't yet, but maybe we'll see if he can, maybe we'll co-write it with him. Slugger White is on the Stick and Hack Show here in just a little bit. Let's talk about, first up though, Mike, strange rules, okay?
Yep.
So per MLB rule, 2-point, who cares, a ball hit up the middle that strikes the pitching rubber and then bounces into foul territory is a foul ball, which makes no sense. It hit in fair, goes foul, it is foul.
I don't think I ever knew that.
Rubber. Exactly. There's more. Don't get too excited yet, Mike. There's still way more.
Do tell.
Okay? When can a player still play after fouling out of an NBA game? If the team doesn't have 5 able-bodied players due to injury or ejection, then any player who fouls out can stay in a game, with each subsequent personal foul also being a technical foul.
That NBA, one I think I knew.
NBA only. College, you
yes.
play with my team's on the floor. You play with who you play with.
Right.
That's a Hoosiers reference for those of you outside the state of Indiana. Tennis has a hindrance rule that means that if there is some sort of unintentional distraction by one player in the middle of a point, then the other player can request to have the point replayed. An unintentional distraction could be a player's hat falling off or a ball falling out of a pocket mid-play. Can you imagine that, though? I'm sorry, he's distracting me. Let's replay it. Sure. It's happened before, and I watched it happen in some of the majors there in tennis. That's why the tennis ball in the pocket, if that falls out, there's an opportunity for you to say, let's just replay that point. Distraction rule, hindrance rule, I think is called. You are likely aware, too, Mike, that too many men in American football results in a 5-yard penalty. Correct?
Correct.
But the punitive damage is much worse for the Australian counterparts. And I'll get to that in a second. In water polo, any touching or grabbing of the groin is grounds for removal. I think Shane slipped a rule in here on us. In water polo, any touching or grabbing of the groin is grounds for removal. Also, you can't splash water in the opponent's face, which makes little sense to me. It's water polo, you're in a pool, that's what you do. I don't care if you're 7 years old or 40 years old, you're going to splash water in someone's face. In water polo, I think everything should be fair game.
But apparently,
no touching or grabbing the groin, which I do agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely understand that.
And I think that's a life rule, quite frankly.
No kidding.
Not just a water polo. All right, so for the Australian rules football, The team captain can request the umpire issue a head count to determine if there are too many players on the field. So remember, in the NFL, it's a 5-yard penalty. Okay? In Australian rules football, team captain can request the umpire issue a head count, and if there are too many players on the field, then their entire score up to that point is wiped away. Gone. 0 points. Crazy?
Yeah. That's
Imagine
seems
that.
excessive.
Imagine that. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Daryl's on the field still. There goes our entire points. They're just wiped away.
Yeah, that
Because of
seems
stupid
excessive to
Daryl.
me.
Couldn't get his butt off the field. Those are the strange rules, Mike Ryan, that our guest today, Slugger White, might know some of them, but that's his life. The strange rules of golf. He's one of the most recognizable rules officials in golf. His bushy mustache and distinctive headwear garnering TV time to discuss the suspension of play, to officiate a sudden death playoff, or to break the bad news to a player to add 2 strokes for a violation, or worse, even a disqualification. Slugger White joins us here on the Stick and Hack Show. Slugger, how are you?
Good, Adam. How you doing?
Doing great, sir. Welcome into the show.
Thank you.
So you hear those rules, right? You hear those strange rules of sport. There are no stranger rules, in my opinion, than in golf. There are so many rules in golf, in fact, that they have to have multiple officials on course to make sure that everyone's following them. There are so many rules to follow that you tell the players, just call it on yourself. We can't police everything. There's so many rules. Let's get right to the first important question, Slugger. What's the worst rule, in your opinion, in golf today?
Worst rule in golf today. Wow. Damn.
It's a tough one. We hit you with the tough stuff early.
It is, Adam. Thanks. I appreciate
No worries.
that.
We really want to get you uncomfortable.
I mean, since 19, a lot of things have changed, and there's a lot of it's like player friendly rules there now. I think one of the worst was at one time was conforming clubs. When you played with it, you got disqualified. Now there's a rule that it's like can garner that and you can still be playing. That was one that I never liked. I never liked the ball being blown away when you mark it on the putting green, and it was one of my pet peeves. But now that's all changed. So there's a lot of it's become much more player friendly now.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of players that we just had this recently, as this season, where a ball that is moving on its own accord after replacing. There's penalties, and there's penalties in golf for things that have nothing to do with the player, nothing to do with your intention, nothing to do with anything other than just the world around you. And I find that frustrating, Mike. You?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. I mean, why
Great.
wouldn't I?
So
That's the one thing that you and I probably agree on in golf.
all right, so Slugger, in your job, you're only needed when there's trouble at hand. So that's rules, weather, or worse. What would people be surprised at hearing about your job that they don't even know you actually do? Because the only time they see you is when there's trouble afoot.
Oh, I think probably, Adam, it's just that's the thing about it. Behind the scenes. I like the way you opened that up. I like behind the scenes. You never like that red light looking at you.
Right.
So, I think the big thing is to make sure that everything is in play. That television is taken care of. That's the thing that we deal with. We deal with TV a lot. In the past, to make sure that we're on time. Finishing at 6 o'clock. That's something. It's like we have to deal with weather. Weather is probably the biggest thing we deal with a lot of times.
Yeah, we always see you. We'd always see you hitting that horn. That seems like a fun part of the job, though, right? Hitting that horn to let everyone know they got to come off the.
That's okay if that's all it takes. But it's a little more to it than that. It's like you just have to know. It's like, is it a dangerous situation? Is it? Can we? Like for darkness, do you just you just sound the horn a couple of times, or 2 or 3 times, whatever the case may be. But there's a lot there that people don't realize, and I have to say that.
Slugger, you've had a long career, and you've been inside the ropes with literally all of the golfers in the last 40 years. Who are some of your favorites?
Oh, some of the favorites. I mean, you got to go with like a Ricky Fowler or a Justin Thomas. Guys that you deal with. It's like just on a personal basis at times. Like a guy like Gary Woodland. They don't get any better than that. Just guys that you see that it's like they come across really really good on the air.
You know what's fascinating too about that, Slugger, is that those guys they don't like fighting with you and with the rules officials, because they know that at the end of the day the rule is the rule. It's not your rule. You didn't make it up there on the spot. But they don't like the interpretation of the rules sometimes, and that's where the arguments can come into play. Has there been times where you remember thinking to yourself, "Oh my, this is escalating quickly here. I need to diffuse this situation and remind them that it's just one stroke, but also that they broke a rule"? Has that happened?
Adam, I think probably it has, but not to an escalation that would garner anything that was discipline wise. It's like, I mean, I know later on I've had issues that I would come to guys and say, look, you and I can go behind the tent or behind the scoring area, and we can jolly each other up.
We'll settle it back
Well,
there. We'll settle it back there behind the scoring tent,
exactly.
Mike.
That's right.
Okay. I don't want Slugger telling me that on the course. That's the last thing I want.
Well, it's like, and then but my whole thing was, I'll never embarrass you. Please don't embarrass me. Okay. And it's a gentleman's game, though, Adam, and that's the thing about it. And these guys are so good. And everybody has their times, but for the most part, 99.9% of the time, these guys.
You talked about Ricky
professional
Fowler.
all
My
time.
favorite Ricky Fowler rules, and like I wouldn't even call it an infraction, but moment was when he first tried to do a drop when they had to do it from the knee, and he did it behind the back. That was my favorite Ricky Fowler rules moment of all time.
The rules moment that I remember, and I think most do, was the Jordan Spieth. And I can't remember what tournament it is. I'm the hack here of this duo, so I don't know. It was a golf tournament. I know that much. It was a professional golf tournament. And Jordan Spieth had he had trying to figure out where he was going to drop the ball, and he had to go over a tent, and he had to go over all this stuff, and he kept going the line of sight, and he was like 100 yards back than where he started. Mike, do you remember that? Do you know what the hell I'm talking about? All right, good. Slugger, do you know what I'm talking about?
The Open, wasn't it? I think it was. They'd end up winning. He ended up winning.
I'm pretty sure it was the Open. So at that point, when someone's doing that, do you go, "Hey, guy, you got to hustle this up a little bit. We're burning daylight here." I mean, it's like when your boy on the course is trying to figure things out. You're like, "Guy, let's move this along." Are you allowed to do that there and to put them on a clock in some sort, or do they just get to figure it out on their own until they get it right, because it's millions of dollars at stake?
I think we would probably, make him, have him speed up the process. Here's what we're going to do. We need to get on with this. We've got, we got another player involved. That's your playing partner over there. So we need to get on with it. So this is what we're going to do. Now, I think we pushed them in that situation before.
Yeah. Slugger White is
what
the
are
guest
some
here
of
on the Stick and Hack Show.
rule snafus, Slugger, that you can remember from people that they should have known better, that you can remember? Yeah,
you're talking about
absolutely.
players, Mike. I think the biggest thing probably is it's like temporary and movable obstructions. They don't know whether it's intervention or just interference. Intervention is when you're behind it. Interference is when you're beside it, and you have interference physically. They don't know what to do with that. So again, that's something that they're playing for a lot of money, and they don't want to make a mistake. And they know that if they make a mistake, they have to pay for the mistake. If one of us would happen to make a mistake, we can live with that, and they can too.
There's that question though, that there's so many rules. Is it even fathomable that a golfer should know all of them? Or are they really relying on you guys to say, "Hey, here's what your options are, and here's what the next steps are"? What's the percentage there of golfers that know the rule book in and out, and those that are just waiting for someone to tell them that they screwed up?
I don't think that they do know it in and out, Adam. I think that they do depend on one of us to guide them through that. For that reason, it's like they don't want to make that mistake. They make a mistake, and it's up to them. So it's I don't think that they. Some of them, I used to have Justin Thomas used to ask me rules all the time, even during playoffs. And I say, you know what, you need to go ahead and keep playing. Okay, let's talk about this later. But it was unbelievable. And when Jimmy Johnson was caddying for him, Jimmy looked at me and would say, "I listen to this all day long." So I said, "Well, God love you, man, because he's got to keep. Let's just keep playing."
You get a quick bond with some of those players, don't you? I think that's what's fascinating me, hearing even how you say their names and how you talk about them. I mean, you're out there with them. You're in the trenches. You're in the battleground. Now, granted, it's PGA golf. I get that, but you're still in their house and their profession. But you have been able to connect with a lot of those golfers and become somewhat friendly to them, even though you are the one ultimately in charge of the rules and the competition itself.
And I think they know that, Adam, and that's the good part about it. It's like I go back a long time with a lot of these guys, 40, 45 years with some of these guys. And it's just one of those things that I like the idea of knowing that their names, their caddies' names. It's nice to walk into a situation and say, what can I help you with, and we'll just go from there.
It's fascinating to me with the weird rules that we talked about at the top of the show. They seem to rear their ugly head in like the worst possible times of a sport, i.e. the tuck rule with Mike's buddy Tom Brady. The tuck rule. Do you know the magnitude of the situation at the time of a rules infraction, or where you've got to step in and you've got to make a judgment call or a specific disqualification or a penalty shot on a player? Do you know what's happening in the game at the time, or do you just roll up on your cart and go, yeah, you moved the pebble in the sand trap? I don't know what to tell you. You're +1 now.
I think, Adam, the big thing is I think we all roll into situations where you're dealing with a golf ball, and the golf ball does not have a face on it. And when you deal with that, you don't think about if there's something down the line's going to happen. You just have to deal with it at that point in time. And that's what I've always gone in with that attitude. What can I help you with? What have you done? Tell me what you've done. And we'll go from there.
Slugger, I'm interested to know, what's the process of the year-by-year rule changes in golf, and does it surprise you that there's still rule changes being made and added after hundreds of years of the sport?
Yeah, and Mike, I tell you what, the rules that changed in 19 were 7 years in the making. And there was a lot of thought that went into it. And did we all like everything? No. But I'll tell you what, the USGA and the RNA have done a fantastic job with the rules of the game. And I just think that, you just look to them, and
yeah, absolutely.
My hat's off to them as always.
I've always been fascinated. I think that both of those organizations do such a great job of just trying to make sure whatever they're doing, that they're not just taking into account, pro players even. They're looking at the game as a whole and how people play the game. So I've always been fascinated by that.
Yes, indeed. It goes from the 30 handicapper to the guy that's the U.S. Open winner. So, and the British Open winner, and that's the only way it can be. The game is too good otherwise. So it's tough sometimes to accept some of it, but. Hey, like I say, they've done a great job with it.
Some of them are so tough to accept for me, Slugger, that I just don't accept them.
Well, Adam, those guys that you play with, say maybe we won't play with you much anymore.
It'll be for many reasons, Slugger, not just that one. That I can assure you. Slugger White is the guest here on the Stick and Hack Show, famed rules official. Now, Slugger, we got a couple other things to review here, but I want to go back because you said hats off. You're famous for your hat. And that was really a staple of you out there. And whenever Slugger's hat came pumping up on the cart, you knew that something was about to go down. But you wear that hat for a very reason. It's not just fashion sense. You're making a statement there as well. Tell us about that.
I think the big thing, Adam, was, it's skin cancers that we deal with now that we didn't think about when we were kids. I've had so many things cut off my face, my hands, my arms. I just started wearing that probably, I don't know, 20 some years ago, and it just evolved with that. And I was wearing a hat when I was playing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the big difference.
Yeah, and you wore that hat to really kind of put a spotlight on the dangers of skin cancer. Number one, and then number two, you look damn cool, Slugger. I got to be honest with you. So I think both of those are valid reasons. Slugger White here on the Stick and Hack Show. You were named VP of Rules and Competition for the Live Entertainment Golf League just recently, back in November of last year. This is after you retired in your current role, and you said, "I'm not quite done giving the world of golf the Slugger White treatment." So you are named the VP of Rules and Competition for Live Entertainment Golf. Now that's Greg Norman's operation. And and we all know that it's had an incredibly bumpy start here at the beginning of 2022. Has this been blown out of proportion in your mind, or do you see the issues at hand between the PGA Tour, Live Entertainment, and this rival golf league that is trying to upstart itself?
I think, Adam, probably I kind of stay out of that situation, which is a good thing for me. There's a lot of positives comes from Greg. All the concentration is right now on Asia, and there's a lot of upbeat to it, and we'll just have to see, where this takes us.
You should have given Phil that same advice. The other the main thing here with the Live that I think is cool, and I've been saying this for months. I think that anytime you have somebody who's trying to do something different or something unique is good. It's good for any sport. Right now, people are comparing this to the NFL and the XFL, and I think that's ridiculous. But there is another way to do tournaments, and I think the problem has been, and just the rollout itself has not been met with the same excitement and intensity that we would have thought or liked or hoped for. But it is my hope that they right the ship a little bit there, and Slugger, that is in your new role, that it works out well for you, because having you in golf, I think is great for everybody. But it sounds like you're not quite ready to hang it up, and that's exciting too. So I'll finalize the interview portion here with this. Are you, because our friend Tom Meeks and your friend Tom Meeks, who had a similar role as you for many, many years, he is the rules guy at the club, and anytime someone needs to know where a pin should go, or if they want to complain about something, somehow they find their way to the rules and competition guru of Mr. Meeks. Are you the same way every time you go out to play golf? Is someone asking you a ridiculous rule question where you would now have to step into your role of 40 years?
Adam, I have had some calls from a few clubs around the area where I am. The guys that I play golf with, we just kind of wing it at the time. I'm like you, we just keep going. But I've had people, when tournaments going on here in the Ormond Beach area, Daytona Beach area, have called, and I'll help them out with that. Yes.
That's hey, wouldn't that be great, Mike? We're in the middle of our member. Like, hold on a second. Let me just text Slugger. That's going to happen, Slugger. Get ready. In the middle of the summer, I'm going to text you just to big time a majority of the club members who are rolling in their little fancy cars and their little wallets. And I'm going to say, hey, hold on a second. I know how we get to the bottom of this. I'm going to text my boy Slugger and watch that place just silence, Mike, right? It's going to be great. It's going to be a big moment.
Will it be?
It's going to be a stick moment, I might say. All right, we're going to come back here in just a second with Slugger White as we walk through the sticker hack portion of the program. That is next. We are with Slugger White, and this is the Stick and Hack Show.
Need some gear to rep your favorite golf brand? Visit the Stick and Hack shop to explore our curated collection of exclusive merchandise. With a variety of styles of hats, shirts, and outerwear, we've got something for every golfer. Plus, shop our unique assortment of accessories, including putter covers, foam caddies, and more. Be sure to fill out our weekly cash grab survey to get a chance to win $25 to use at the shop. Visit the Stick and Hack shop today to get what you need to look your best on and off the course.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Stick and Hack Show. I'm Adam Grubb. That's Mike Ryan, Stick and Hack, respectfully. And that's Slugger White with us here on this episode, famed rules official and President VP, now currently VP of the Rules and Competition of Live Entertainment. So, Slugger, the game here is very simple. It's called Stick or Hack, okay? Black or white, looks like rules. So it's you think they're stick, you think it's a hack. And the category this time are sports jobs, weird sports jobs. Because I would call what you do a kind of a eclectic, weird sports job. Wouldn't you agree, Slugger?
I would, in fact, yes, sir.
All right. So the category is weird sports jobs. And Mike,
You
I think
did.
you did a much
You
better
did.
job.
I have to give you
of
credit
tying
there.
this
You-
into the
it
guests
was
than I
much
have in
smoother this time.
Previous episodes. All right, so here we go. Sticker hack. This is weird sports jobs. The Everbank Field swimming pool lifeguard. It's a real job. Everbank in Jacksonville, swimming pool lifeguard there at the football stadium. Sticker hack.
That's to me?
Yeah, it's to you first. Sorry, I messed up the rules. You're first, and then Mike, then me.
Oh, okay, I'm
Sticker
sorry.
hack. That's all right. That's my fault.
Give me that one again, Adam.
Yeah, exactly. The Everbank Field, which is in Jacksonville, the swimming pool lifeguards. They have a swimming pool at the top of their stadium that you can swim in this little hot tub and watch the game, apparently. And they have a lifeguard for the 8 drunk adults that are typically in that thing.
I think I'd have to go with stick because you got to have somebody keeping from hitting the bottom of the pool.
Mike?
I got to go with hack, I think.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I
what
could
are we
be
talking about here?
persuaded stick maybe on that one.
You're a lifeguard of a 4 foot deep swimming pool at a NFL game for $12 an hour. Master of game ball. So in football, they have the master of the game ball, and this is pre and post Deflategate. Again, Mike's buddy Tom Brady. Master of game ball, stick or hack. Weird sports jobs.
Yeah, hack. That's a made up thing. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, but it's
not made up.
So made
it's
up.
real,
Like,
but I agree that it is a hack job. It's a hack job. All right, horse mascot handler. So there are several teams that have a horse as a mascot, and they gotta have someone handling the horse, which is a weird sentence. Stick or hack?
Hack.
I think I'm gonna go with stick on that one. I think that's kind of
You like that, Mike?
incredible.
You like that, Mike? Oh, I'm going with my boy Slugger on that. That's a hack sports job if I've ever heard of one. Hockey.
Maybe Mike's one of them.
Yeah, I think he might be, Slugger.
Man.
We
I don't
might
think
be
horses
hitting a
like
little
me. I
close to
probably
home
would
there,
not
if you
do
know
well
what
at
I mean.
that job.
It doesn't stop with horses, I'll tell you that. Sticker hack, this is weird sports jobs, hockey ice maintenance. The Zamboni driver, basically.
Yeah,
Slugger,
stick for me.
Sticker hack.
Yeah.
Stick.
Yeah.
That's all day.
Absolutely.
That is a satisfying job. It's almost like mowing the lines, right? In the and in both in baseball and in golf. All right. Speaking of mowing, turf manager, sticker hack, weird sports jobs, turf manager.
Stick.
Stick for me. Yeah.
Mike. Yeah, I think that's stick.
I
I
mean,
think that takes you have to have an education there. That's not even weird. I mean, that you gotta go to school. You gotta be an agronomist. You got to do a lot of things there. And that's turf manager for football, golf, cricket, whatever it is.
Yeah, I got a lot of my good buddies that are green superintendents. So
It's
it's
a good
definitely
thing
a stick.
It's a good thing we all went stick there. That would have been embarrassing and frustrating. Basketball towel boy. Speaking of Mike Ryan, basketball towel boy, Slugger. Stick or hack?
That's hack.
I'm going to hack with that.
I mean, what's the pot shot at be about? I thought the towel boy.
I don't know. It's just fun. It's fun. It's fun today. I don't know.
Just go to
Shane's on my good
Shane's
side
who we take
today,
pot
so
shots at.
I'm shifting my turret. I'm shifting my turrets to you, buddy. The basketball towel boy is typically that kid who comes down and hands the water bottle and a towel to the NBA player, and they just brush it away in disgust. That's my favorite moment. All right, weird sports jobs pro mascot, stick or hack?
Yeah, stick
I'll
for
go
me
with
for
stick.
sure.
I think so too. I mean, that's a real talent. That's a real talent, and I know the guy. Excuse me. I know the mascot Blue for the Indianapolis Colts. and it's something pretty special. All right, sticker hack, weird sports jobs with Slugger White, tennis line judge.
Stick.
Yeah, I got to go with
definitely.
stick.
Yeah, I'll go stick as well. However, they're being replaced with each passing year because more and more tournaments are going to the cameras because.
See, I think that's
well,
a
they
poor
can't see,
choice, though.
and they're terrible.
To just totally
But,
replace
tennis
them,
line-
though. I mean, then we would
Well, it'd be
never
like
have like
replacing an
John
umpire.
McEnroe moments where they get to like go crazy and berate them.
I agree, Mike. I think it's great. You need the
Absolutely.
human element. You
That's part of
cannot
the
be
entertainment.
serious. You need the human element in sport. Couldn't agree more. All right, weird sports jobs. Sticker hack, last one. Bullpen catcher. Slugger.
Stick.
Yeah, stick. Except, isn't it just like the backup catcher that does this, or what?
Yeah, this is a hack. This is the definition of a hack, Mike. Hey, where are we putting Blair? I don't know. Put him in the bullpen. Let him warm up some guy who may or may not come in. The guy can't. He can catch 14 balls in a row, and that's about the extent of his ability. So if you're a bullpen catcher, in my opinion, that is the hackiest job in baseball, A, and B, maybe in sports. You're not even in the game. You're back in a dark corner of the stadium. They don't even want you out in the front. You probably don't even dress.
I don't think Adam liked our response.
He never likes my responses, so that's fine.
That's a hack. All right, everybody, that's it. That's you know who's a stick though. That's Mr. Slugger White. Slugger, thank you so much, sir, for your time today. It was a joy to talk to you. Congratulations on an incredible, obvious career in the sport that we all love, and good luck to you in the future. And we will see you out there and look for a text from me this summer just so I can big time my buddies. All right.
You got it, Adam. Thank you.
Thanks,
Enjoyed
Slugger.
being with you guys.
Thank you. There you go. Slugger White, everybody. This is the Stick and Hack Show, quite possibly the greatest golf show in the world from Stick and Hack, the intersection of golf and life. Go to stickandhack.com for stories, podcasts, the challenge app, and more. I'm Adam Grubb. That's Mike Ryan.
Peace out, guys.
You all keep well, and we'll see you again, no doubt.
Okay, we're done. This has been the Stick and Hack Show. Go to stickandhack.com to become a free member of the world's greatest golf club without the course.